How's it going today, guys? Any granola fans out there?
Me.
Good, because today we are going to be making a recipe. It's a little bit of a variation on the most popular recipe in our cookbook. So this is our cookbook, Keto Made Easy. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Costco. Almost everyone says they love the Golden Gate granola. I think this was actually the first recipe we built our cookbook around. I was like, that's going in the cookbook for sure. Save that one. And we're going to change it up. We're going to elevate it. We're going to do some brown butter. So the first step here is just going to be to pulse everything that goes into the granola in a food processor to get it kind of uniformly sized. We still want it chunky, so just like a few pulses. We're going to do pecans, Georgia classic pecans, some almonds, and some coconut flakes. The sky's the limit, really. You can do pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, hemp hearts. You can even do a nut-free granola if you just want to do like coconut, hemp hearts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, those type of things. Just more of a seed-based granola. You can be like a little bird. First off, we're going to add 1.5 cups of pecans. And you don't have to be exact with the measurements, obviously. We're going to do 1 cup of almonds. Since we are going to be baking, I think going with raw nuts is going to be the best, because if you get them roasted, they're already cooked once in the oven at pretty high heat. So then doing it again. We're going to get 1 cup of unsweetened flaked coconut here. If you can find it, you want to go with the big flakes, right? Not the little finely shredded, like macerated coconut. And that's everything. So now I'm just going to briefly pulse it. You still got some whole almonds and stuff in there, but that's okay. You can see it's still a lot of big pieces. Now we're gonna set the nuts aside and work on the brown butter. All right, now for the brown butter, we're gonna have a stick of butter here, and the pan actually matters quite a bit because you wanna be able to see the butter as it's burning and browning. So a silver bottom pan or like a ceramic white bottom pan is gonna be best. If you get like a non-stick or a cast iron pan, it doesn't work because you can't see when the butter is browning. We're gonna add 1 stick of butter, almost all the way on low. To brown this butter, it's going to take 5 to 10 minutes. I'll update you periodically as it browned, but come in here real quick. You can see like the milk solids that are floating on top. That's actually what burns to turn this into brown butter. We're just going to stir this and move this around until it's nicely brown. 5 to 10 minutes. All right, so that took about 10 minutes, and this has just the most
Someone's got a smell.
This has the most delicious caramel smell. And you can see the brown at the bottom there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You could probably go even a little longer. It's just gonna bake in the oven for a while, so I didn't want to overdo it because it burns pretty quickly once it browns. So we're gonna add the rest of our flavor and sweeteners into this butter. And if you don't want to do the brown butter, you can just melt the butter in the microwave. That's a shortcut. To the butter, we're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And there's no salt on any of the nuts, so I'm actually gonna go a little heavier than usual. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is what's gonna predominantly be the flavor of this granola. We're gonna do some vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons. That's a lot, but it's necessary. And now for the sweeteners. If I was making this for myself, I would just use stevia. I would use more stevia. But for the absolute best taste, you're gonna want a combination of stevia and erythritol. So this is powdered erythritol, 2 tablespoons. And then about 20 drops of stevia. And the benefit of using them both is that you get a nice like rounded flavor without a lot of aftertaste, which a lot of people don't like stevia on its own just because of the aftertaste. And you have just the most delicious syrupy goodness here now. So we got our nut mixture here. We're gonna pour it into this bowl. We're gonna douse it in the butter syrup mixture there. Oh yeah. Let's give it a mix. We've got the oven preheating to 275, so for this recipe, it's really low and slow. So 275 for about an hour. And we're gonna bake it on the silicone mat here. You could use parchment paper, or you could really just not use anything. Pour this out onto the silicone mat. You wanna spread it out into a single layer, and we're gonna be breaking it up and kind of like flipping it over every 15 minutes for an hour. Okay, so we're gonna pop this in. Flip it, break it up every 15 minutes for an hour. All right, guys, the granola, it's a little burnt. We had a little emergency at the house and we didn't get to check on this enough. This has been in for 50 minutes. You may want to keep an eye on it. You could have probably taken this out after like 40 minutes. Our oven runs hot too. I wasn't able to show you us flipping it every 15 minutes, just kind of like breaking it up, flipping it around. It's still warm, it's fresh out of the oven. So at this point, you have to just let it cool. Let it cool completely before breaking it up, or else you won't be left with any clusters, and we want clusters. Okay guys, we're back. The granola has cooled. And what I like to do is break it up with a spatula. You might get a few clusters. There's no like honey or anything to really keep it together, but if you're gentle with it, you can get a few clusters out of the deal. We got one. We got a cluster. Because you will see a lot of keto granola recipes online, and they're all using like these nonsense fiber syrups, sugar-free maple syrup. That's a good one that you could use, but this is going to be better ingredients-wise, and the only real sacrifice is you're not getting as big of clusters. That's all there is to it. You can portion this into individual-sized baggies if you want. That's probably what I would do. Otherwise, I'd just plow through this tray, no problem. Let's give it a try. Cinnamon, pecans. You know what? I think you guys can make this sweeter if you like it really sweet. I didn't get an almond. Good contrast. Buttery, cinnamon, vanilla, granola. It's like just like a good cinnamon vanilla granola recipe. Easy vanilla, cinnamon, granola. Mix it. Oh, I forgot to do the chocolate chips too. Dang it. I was gonna put chocolate chips on at the end. KetoConnect.net, that's where all the recipes are housed. We got a lot of cookie recipes. Those are kind of my faves. We got mug cakes. And for those of you who have bought the cookbook and made the granola, thank you for your support. We have another cookbook actually coming out soon. We'll let you guys know when that happens, but it's gonna be more of a guidebook. So it has a 50-day meal plan in there, a lot of cool stuff. Hopefully you'll like that one too. Got really good reviews. I think it has like a 4.7 at least on Amazon, which is amazing. Thanks for the reviews, guys. But yeah, KetoConnect.net, check out all the other recipes, and the link on exactly how to make this one is in the description of this video. So check that out. Thanks for watching, guys.